Hello everyone, this is Joanna the Medium and your intuitive coach. Thank you so much for coming back. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome you with open arms, and I hope you find something here just like the other subscribers have found something they enjoy. Month of December, almost said November. Month of December, interesting times. One of the things that is different about this month's reading is I was asked by Spirit to do a completely different format than I have done up until this point. And what I have done, I have divided the reading into two separate parts. There's a general reading, which I have always done, and it's very similar to the one I've done in November. But the other part is about Spirit wanted me to channel more messages, and they wanted me to focus more on what you need to focus with regards to your energies, particularly in December, but also to provide information with regards to the key learning opportunities that you are looking at gaining as you go through this path. So this is not going to be for everyone. Not everyone finds desire to know these things, but for those of you who are looking to deeply connect and who are looking for deeper meaning into what's going on in your life, more than just, you know, when am I going to get a job or when am I going to meet somebody, but more with regards to what am I learning here? What is my soul wanting to learn? For those of you who are hungry for that information, I will have those videos, and the information on how to get those will be down below for you in the show more section. And without further ado, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing your videos. Without you, I wouldn't do this. And as you can tell, I've reached over 40,000 subscribers, which is completely out of this world for me, because this is not what I was expecting when I was gently told by Spirit to put up my channel, to start one. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I think that's all I have. So let's just go on with individual readings. And of course, if doesn't apply to you, then listen to your rising sign and your moon sign. And if none makes sense to you, listen to it towards the end of the month, because they almost always make perfect sense. And if not, it may not be just the right message for you this month. But without further ado, let's get going with each individual signs. See you soon. Hello, beautiful Sagittarians. This is going to be your reading for the month of December 2017. This is the first part of the reading, and if you would like the second part of the reading, that information is down below for you. Let me go through channel information first. When I was meditating on you, one of the things that I kept being shown is a symbol that symbolizes to me completion. And then I was shown the number 9. So many of you are going through a completion and endings, or a completion period that involves some endings. I always say endings don't have to be necessarily negative ones, but endings are change nonetheless. The card of completion actually showed up a few minutes later after my meditation, so it kind of comes as a confirmation and affirmation. But the 10, or the completion number, which is number 10 for me, it was shown to me. So many of you are going to be completing a certain aspect of your life. And it's a substantial aspect of your life. It's not like you're just completing, you know, grocery shopping. It's something bigger than that. I also saw some of you moving forward with something after a long contemplation. And this is something that was shown to me. And when I felt into that image, when I felt into the visuals, I was very much aware that you have been sitting on something for quite some time. And there was a moment of contemplation, which involved a decision-making process at some point. But this contemplation took a lot of time, or took a lot of effort, or it took a lot of inner search before the decision was made. So looks like some of you will be moving forward with something, and in the process, I felt you will be leaving something or someone behind. I didn't see you leaving a person necessarily, but I did see you leaving a situation which may involve a person. I also heard move. Some of you are going to move forward with a certain decision. Some of you are going to move away from something or someone. So it's a very similar message. I also, what did I write here? Deciding to not deal with something. Okay, so what I felt was that many of you were deciding not to deal with something anymore or with someone, and you chose to walk away. And I heard without a fight. So there's definitely a component of leaving something. Could be anything. It felt substantial, so it seems to be a situation that has been in your life for quite some time, or a person in your life for quite some time, and you are choosing to move on. But the big thing here is without a fight, and that's what was shown to me. So perhaps the contemplation process was about, how do I move on from this amicably with as little damage as it is possible to whoever this is concerning, to who is involved. Then I saw a camel, and I don't see camels in my mind very often. I know that camel is an extraordinarily resilient animal, and if you look up camel as an animal totem, I believe this will tell you something about you. It talks about endurance, it talks about a skill, and it talks about the ability to survive under very harsh conditions. So you may have had to live through something quite uncomfortable, and the camel is being shown as a symbol of your strength and your resilience. So please look up the animal totem camel, because I feel once you read about it, it will resonate with many of you, and it may perhaps give you some additional aha moment. I also, some of you I heard are dehydrated or going to be dehydrated. So we are in winter months here in North America. Or the Northern Hemisphere. I'm terrible with geography, so that's why I don't reference geography too often. But it was shown to me, and I actually heard dehydrated. So for those of you who are going to be heavy partiers, please make sure that you drink enough, adequate amounts of water in order to stay hydrated, because alcohol, as you know, dehydrates you. For those of others who are not necessarily going to be crazy drinking during the holiday season, it is about being mindful that it's cold outside, and we often don't think of drinking because, well, when it's hot, it's easier to drink. So the dehydration came up, so it's going to be for some of you, not for all of you, but if you have a tendency to skip on your water or on your fluids, please do so, particularly in the month of December. I also saw some of you, this was very significant, moving on from a depression or a sinking feeling. And so, depending on what guys you were going through, because I can see there's a lot of turmoil in your past, and it could be recent past, it could be further down the road, but I could see how whatever you were going through, emotionally speaking, particularly, and mentally, it has taken a toll on you, and it may have left you feeling sad, depressed, and having that sinking feeling. So it was nice for me to see that many of you will be moving away from that, whether it's because you start to feel like you're shifting, you start to feel lighter, whether it's because you move on or away from something, and that something is no longer holding you back, or, you know, you're going to be on medication. That I didn't see medication, but that could be one of the things. Although it says moving on from depression, so it's not like something is being prescribed to you, because that wouldn't be moving on. So point is, I saw many of you leaving your dark past behind, and particularly how it has affected you. And I feel like many of you have been doing a lot of healing where that's concerned. When I added all the numbers of all the cards for the first part of the reading, it came to the number 11. And 11 in a traditional tarot deck is the card of justice. 11 to me also symbolizes balance. And I feel like in the month of December, many of you will be seeking balance or restructuring your life in such a way that will allow you to have more balance in your life and going forward. I'm also hearing seeking justice. So yes, number 11, the justice card, is about seeking justice. It's also about fairness. It's about equalizing the energies, situations. It's about not status quo, but harmony. So I feel like many of you are on a quest of having much more harmony and balance in your life. And for some of you, this will involve some sort of a decision that will align things, that will sort things out. And this could be legal action, that there could be legality connected to it. So 11 is about balance. Now moving on to your cards. The first set of cards is your past. 2 cards came up. They asked me to use different cards actually for your sign. 2 cards came up and I kept them because it was very apparent to me that I'm trying to pick them up. It's 8 of Cups in reverse and the World in reverse. So here's 8 of Cups in reverse and here's the World in reverse. So the World in reverse, or the World, is actually completion. Word in reverse signifies it is completion, but there is a certain lack of closure or lack of understanding why things have ended. That's part of this message. The second part, 8 of Cups in reverse, it's walking away from something that fundamentally doesn't serve you anymore, which is what I saw before the cards came in. So this is in your past. It could be as early as within the last 3 months, or it could be as long as 3 years ago or so. Point is that you are moving away from something that has weighted on you as a weight, heavy weight, for quite some time. For many of you, as far as 5 years. I'm being shown 5 years. Maybe this happened 5 years ago, but for some of you, it's been weighing on you for 5 years. Clearly walking away from something, or you have already walked away from something in the last little while. What is in front of you? Very interesting. In the position of now, you have the 8 of Wands, and then you have the Tower in reverse. Okay, so 8 of Wands is working very diligently. It's also about, I want to say, making sure you win. And I don't know why I want to say this. So maybe for some of you, this is going to be regarding a legal decision or some kind of a decision. And it's about making sure that you win. But this is about competition. This is about working your craft. This is about being very diligent. But it is about, it can also mean challenge. There is definitely a challenge aspect to this card. Competition is also a challenge. Tower in reverse basically signifies, yes, there is something in your life that is happening, no question about it. But it feels like you will have more control over it. Sometimes this card in reverse signifies a little bit of resistance. But considering where you are coming from, I can see how you might feel slightly resistant to change. I feel change is inevitable with you. You are in a cycle 10, or this is what they were showing me, and you are in a process of completion. You have the completion card, and that's also what I saw. So you are definitely moving away from something. I keep wanting to look at this card, 7 of Wands. I feel like some of you are going to be having a battle with someone. Now, this can be a battle within yourself, or this can be a battle with you. There is definite inner fight, I want to say, going on here. It is also a message of perseverance. So whatever you're going through right now, know that things are changing. They are changing for the better, and keep persevering forward, just like the camel would when it walks for miles with no water and sand all around. So that's actually quite interesting. What is in front of you? It's actually fantastic because you have the six of coins, and this is all about generosity. The hand is green, as you can tell, and to me, it just signifies that you are going to feel, I'm going to rephrase, there's going to be a lot of healing going on over the next few months for you. I want to say particularly 3 or 4 months, within the next 3 or 4 months, or in the next 3 or 4 months. But it looks here like you are going to feel much freer in the next little while moving forward, and much more detached from that which has held you before. So this is all about generosity. You will feel generous, you will feel giving, you will feel joyous, and that is the best place to be emotionally and mentally, because the more we feel that, the more we attract of the same. So very good card for what's coming up, or very good message. Now, what is driving all this movement? What is driving all this completion? What is driving all this you moving away from something? 2 cards came up again. You have the King of Coins in reverse, and you have 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, the King. So what I'm hearing here is there's few things that I heard. Some of you are moving away from a very domineering male. It may not have to be a male, but it's King is a male. It may be a female who has a very characteristics of a King of Coins, but this is someone who is controlling, someone who is very rigid, very authoritative, but controlling is the word. He can be a bully, but controlling is what comes. And what I see is happening, or what is propelling all of this, is that you're finally moving away from this person or this situation. The other aspect is here is that this card can represent you. You may have become someone who's very rigid, over controlling, and domineering, and maybe someone has left you. That is not what I was seeing first and foremost, but it's certainly a possibility. And you are choosing to no longer be that person, because what's interesting here is you have the King of Cups, or King of Pentacles in reverse as the driving force, and in your future you have the Generosity card, which is almost reverse, the reverse. So you are moving from this, which could be a person that you're moving from, or a situation that made you feel this way, or this is an attribute of you that you have felt this way. Point is, this is what's driving the change, or the shift in you, or the completion. Briefly about the second part of the reading, because this is it for this reading. When I look at your focus, there's definitely a message here of you are moving on to something new and different, and you're somewhere in between. So there's some information here for you to focus on. And when I look at the lessons here, it's interestingly enough, it's about the physical aspect of life. So it is about money, it's about relationship, it's about health, and how spiritually you are, what you are learning spiritually speaking from what is going on right now. So I'm going to leave this reading at this point, and if you would like more information about this reading for second part, that information is down below for you. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing. I hope this makes sense to you, and I certainly hope that you find it helpful. Always remember, this may not make sense to you at the beginning of the month, almost never does, but it does towards the end of the month or beginning of next. I wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas for those of you who are practicing it, or participating in it, or celebrating it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And for private information or private session, that information is also down below. Thank you so much, and I wish you best of luck. Take care.